Welcome back to No Grandmother Story. Today we are going to cover the third series. How can we pass the challenges as soon as possible? Okay, there's three things as usual you need to know. First thing is about risk and reward ratios. What do you mean by risk and reward ratios? You know that the rules itself, right? You have 8% of drawdown, but you need to make 10% on phase 1. Remember? 8% drawdown and you need to make 10%. It's already imbalanced already, which means that you can't lose more than you win. But the first thing here is about, you already know this is going to happen. So how can I make profit as soon as possible? It's about risk and reward. In one day, you cannot lose more than 5%. You have 8% for drawdown. Let's say I divide 8% into 2, which means 4%. What am I going to use is about 4% of a drawdown and versus 10% of profit. 4% versus 10%, which means that if I continue lose 2 times, I'm going to kick out from the prop tradings. I'm going to lose the packages. Yes, you're right. But somehow I want you to calculate it's about your time opportunity. Your opportunity cost is about your time. If you're wasting 2 to 3 months to pass this challenge, right, it's too much. You know, when passing all the challenges, it is not your start, you know. Your starting point should be once you got funded. That is your starting point. When you know about risk and reward, which means 4% versus 10%. If it's fail, again, 4% versus 14% because you need to make back your loss. Okay, so what I want you to understand is about calculate your risk and reward ratios one time pass your challenge. That's the first rule. Second, I'm going to give you a prop calculators to calculate your damage cost. Take a look at this one. So this is the prop calculators. You can use it already prepared for you. Okay, there's a link below. You can just lock it in. It is in our David Justin website. For example, you start with 50,000. You can just key in your 50,000 amount. And what is your damage cost? Remember, as I said, your damage cost can be 3.5%, 3.8, or maybe 4%. Sometimes you put 4%, right? It's quite risky because you lose more than your 4%. The reason is because of the slippage. Remember that? Let's say I put 3.5%. In order to 50,000, you cannot lose more than 1,750. So you need to assume that if you want to go for a long, what is the current price? Current Bitcoin price maybe 95,000. I need to ask yourself, what is your stop loss? So you need to go back to your strategy and try to find where's the support, where's the resistance, and where's the trend line. You know how to figure out the stop loss you want. Today we are here, we are not going to cover you what strategy is it, because you are the trader already. You know what is your stop loss already. Let's say your stop loss is around 3.2%. Then you calculate. Once you calculate it, you know that before leverage, right, the size that you put in is about 10,937. That is your margin size in Pinex. You just put this in, click long, set the stop loss. Remember your take profit, you need to refer back to your risk and reward ratio. If it's in the first phase, you need to have 4% versus 10%. Okay, and here if you go for 3.5%, it's the same, 3.5% versus 10%. That's all. Okay, that's a link for you. You just click it in. It's free of charge. I don't charge you the calculator. I'm just hoping that this calculator can help you to pass your challenges as soon as possible. Okay, the first one, it's about risk and reward. The second one is about prop calculator. The last one you need to know, it's about you need to follow the trend. Because of your risk and reward, it's big, 4% versus 10%, 3.5% versus 10%, which means that you are going to lose easier than you're hitting your take profits, isn't it? When the probability is lower, right, you are so much easier to hit your stop loss than taking your take profits, isn't it? So the last thing you need to understand is about trend. If it's an uptrend, you just go for long. If it's a downtrend, you just go for a short. And how can you determine the trend? It depends on your trading strategies already. Some of us, we are using EMA 200s, or maybe some of us, we are using DL strategies, or maybe we are referring on MACD. Yes, when it's above the 0 axis in MACD in day chart, you consider this is an uptrend. If it's below the day chart, you consider this is a downtrend. That is depends on you. So today I'm not here to cover strategy, but I'm here to tell you about trend following. When the trend is here, it's so much easier for you to hit the take profit. So there's 3 things you need to understand. First thing, we talk about risk and reward ratio. The second one is about prop calculator, and the last one, you need to follow trends. Got it? Happy trading in prop tradings. The next video I'm going to cover about how do you avoid the trap. See you in the next video.